Again with another video. And before I get to the video, two things. One, all of the stuff I talk about is available in much more glorious detail in my book, Are You Fat Making or Calorie Burning? You can get it through Amazon, Google, your national bookstore chain, whatever. And the second thing I wanted to mention is, you see this peak I'm always wearing? I love this peak. But you know what? It's getting really old. If anybody knows where I can get another peak like this, just shoot me a direct message and I'll thank you. Okay, here's the question for today. The exercise challenge, right? I mean, how can exercise change the overall weight picture for you? Well, your body, as I discuss in my book, is a biochemical unit, and it has needs, and it just does what it has to do, right? So when you're exercising, you're going to increase your metabolic calorie burning rate. And your body has an engine, right? Your body has an engine that needs fuel. We call your engine metabolism. And the fuel that it uses, calories. Now, you want high quality fuel, right, for your engine. It's like your car. You don't want to put shitty gas in, right? So you have to eat high quality calories. Nutrition has to be good so your metabolism can work nicely, right? Now, the second thing that exercise will do is it will improve your insulin hormonal functions. Now, insulin is a fat-making metabolic hormone. And, if you eat a lot of processed and refined foods and drink a lot of soda pop and fried foods and you never exercise, you're going to have a problem with your insulin and it's pretty complex, right? Your insulin is there to deal with the sugar in your body, right? And if you have too much sugar in your bloodstream, it sends it and stores it in fat cells, right? And if you don't have enough fat cells, it just makes more. But anyway, if the insulin can't get sugar into your cells, right? It can't unlock the cells to get the sugar in, then your blood sugar gets higher and higher and higher. And what happens is the body gets a little confused. It's like, well, wait a minute. I've got to get rid of that extra sugar. So it keeps making more and more insulin to deal with more and more sugar. And it's a never-ending cycle. And what happens is you get something called insulin resistance, which you don't want. It is the precursor to pre-diabetes, to type 2 diabetes. So if you don't exercise and you don't eat well, you're going to get insulin resistance, okay? The next thing, and of course I just talked about blood sugar levels, right? Exercise is going to control that. And it's also going to keep your cortisol, fat-making stress hormone, it's going to keep it in check. And cortisol loves to put fat at your waistline, right? And that's the last place where you want it. But interestingly enough, it screws up some of your other hormones. And one of them is leptin. And leptin is your I'm full signaling hormone. Well, you don't want that screwed up, right? Then you're eating forever and you don't really recognize that you're full until your stomach is so enlarged you feel physically full. But that's called leptin resistance. So you don't want to get into that by having too much cortisol. And cortisol also is driven by sleep deprivation. But anyway, okay, the next thing is you will increase your anti-aging growth hormones. So human growth hormone is only produced through strenuous exercise and deep REM sleep, okay? And growth hormone makes you more anabolic, which is calorie burning, rather than catabolic, which is where you're breaking down tissues, right? You want to be able to, it's a build-up thing. Anabolism is a build-up part of your metabolism. I'm going down a rabbit hole here, but metabolism includes anabolism and catabolism. So you want to be a bit more anabolic. You want to have growth hormone, so you should be exercising. And so I would summarize by saying you get what you work for and not what you wish for. And, you know, you can pray as much as you want to the fat loss gods, but they ain't going to answer unless you're exercising, okay? And the other thing I want to mention is, and this does affect your metabolism so that you don't really feel this, but it will keep you calorie burning after you finish exercising. And it is called EPOC. Well, that's not a very good, let's write this down again, EPOC. And it is excess post-exercise oxygen consumption. And this is calorie burning, okay? And what happens is when you're exercising, you always need oxygen to exercise, to create energy, you know, to meet the energy demands of exercise. So what happens is you kind of deplete the oxygen in your body by a certain margin. And so when you leave the gym or stop exercising, whatever you're doing, your body's like, oh, I better replace that oxygen. And that is a calorie burning process called EPOC. The other process that is also calorie burning, and you do feel this, is DOMS, which is delayed onset muscle soreness. And yes, you do feel it, right? If you exercise strenuously, afterwards, you know, maybe you're doing your legs one day, and then a couple of days later, you're going up the stairs and you're like, oh, boy, I can feel that. That is calorie burning, and you can feel it. You can't feel this, but you can feel it after you finish your exercise, and it can last anywhere from 1 to 3 days. And what is it? Your body is repairing the tissues, the muscle tissues that you kind of torn while you tore them while you were exercising. I mean, it sounds kind of scary, but it is a very natural thing for the body. It's a type of inflammation that the body knows very well how to deal with it. And it's going to fix those muscle fibers, and it's going to make them stronger, and it's going to use calories to do it, right? So that's why they say when you leave the gym or you finish exercising, you're going to be burning calories long after you've closed that door behind you. Okay, so lots of reasons to exercise, and these will change your weight and will change the percentage of excess fat that you're carrying around. So I hope this has helped you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.